let us now settle in to this time and place together with an original music offering from our Director of Music Ministry, Violet Vonderhaar.
Good morning. I am a pale-skinned white woman wearing a black turtleneck shirt and some light pink pants, high-waisted trousers, I should say. And I am joined by a lovely chorus of folks wearing mostly concert black with some pops of color. It's mostly gold on our honey theme for the day. And on the piano, we have Neil Minturn wearing a maroon button-up shirt, and we have Phil Sean Johnson on the little drum kit here. Yay! Usually in the back corner, but I convinced her to come up front for these tunes. So the songs that we're performing today were all tunes that I wrote in January. A lot of you know that I do a songwriting challenge every year where I write a song a day. And this year I tried something different, and I wrote intentionally for groups of singers. So I wrote lots of harmony parts, and these were the brave singers to try these songs for the first time with me. So, are you ready? Yep. Okay. This song is called "The Kind of Love." One more thing. In the service, they are listed as the medicine music makers. And so another intention with the songs that I wrote is I intended them for to be medicine. And so it's a lot of very just repetitive affirmations. And so you'll hear there's not a whole lot of lyrics, just lots of harmony. So I encourage you to close your eyes and just really get lost in the music, and or join us if you feel moved to sing along. Like I said, it's very repetitive. So, all right, here we go.
Shaken, the kind of love that can't be taken, the kind of love that lives in my soul, the kind of love that is forgiven, the kind of love that is worth living for, the kind of healing in my soul. I give it to you. I give it to you.
Thank you, Violet and Choir, for the world premiere this morning. We knew them when. Good morning. I'm the Reverend Dr. Molly Housh Gordon, minister of this congregation. I'm delighted to see each of you here today. I am a 40-year-old white woman with red hair that's very long on one side and buzzed on the other, and today I'm wearing a navy floral blouse with a teal blazer on top. How's your heart? My chaplaincy internship supervisor, when I was training to be a minister, an incredibly tender man, asked all his charges every day, "How's your heart?" I found the question embarrassing, both corny and intrusive, and he had the gall to look me tenderly in the eye when he asked it. How's your heart? How should I know? To survive sensitive in a shouting world, I had covered mine in 10 layers of spiritual papier-mâché. I mostly knew it was beating. And who was he to ask? As though there was time for me to pick up the 100 pieces of my heart and put them back together again, as if he would help. For weeks, he asked and I answered, I'm fine. And then I went from room to room through the hospital, witnessing so many hearts brimming and aching, opened and made vulnerable by the most intense trials of love. And a funny thing happened. The witness broke through. That tender man broke through, and I broke through and started answering with truth. I was hopeful and moved. I was terrified. Some days I was so terribly sad. I was putting 100 pieces back together again, and my mentor was helping. Y'all, our hearts are under assault these days, and they are maybe brimming and possibly aching, and it is reasonable to shield them. But sometimes reason isn't the only tool we have. And the thing I know now is that we cannot afford to be separated from our hearts at all. We may be so terribly sad. We may be terrified. We may be furious. We may be hopeful and moved. We may be all of it at once. And so we gather together each week amid the shouting world to break through the defenses, to reconnect, to tell their truth, and to keep our hearts whole amid all of it. Because the world needs our love. So, my dear UUs, how are your hearts? Name it inside for yourself. How is your heart? And we're going to deepen into that question now with another song. And Violet is going to ask a few folks for our song. How is your heart?
Welcome in, loving heart. Welcome in, loving hearts. We will sing our way to wholeness, tender. Welcome in, tender hearts. Welcome in, tender hearts. We will sing our way to wholeness. How is your heart? How is your heart? Rejoicing. Welcome in, rejoicing heart. Welcome in, rejoicing hearts. We will sing our way to wholeness. How is your heart? Welcome in, heavy, heavy heart. Welcome in, heavy hearts. We will sing our way to How is your heart? Caffeined? All right. Caffeinated heart. Welcome in, caffeinated heart. Welcome in, caffeinated heart. We will sing our way to wholeness. How is your heart? Oh, what was that? Happy. Welcome in, happy heart. Welcome in, happy heart. We will sing our way to wholeness. I heard one over here. Hopeful. Welcome in, hopeful hearts. Welcome in, hopeful hearts. We will sing our way to one more time. Transparent heart. Welcome in, transparent heart. Welcome in, transparent heart. We will sing our way to wholeness. What should we close on? Breaking and growing. Breaking and growing hearts. We've got this. Welcome in. Breaking and growing hearts. Welcome in. Breaking and growing hearts. We will sing our way to wholeness. Let's end on loving. Welcome in, loving hearts. Welcome in, loving hearts. We will sing our way to
As we light our chalice, we continue our Black History Month journey into the words of figures in UU Black history with words from Whitney Young. Whitney Young was executive director of the National Urban League and a leader in the civil rights movement, and was active in Unitarian Universalist congregations in St. Paul, Omaha, and Atlanta over the course of his life. Down the decades, he warns us, the unhealthy gap between what we preach in America and what we often practice creates a moral dry rot that eats at the very foundation of our democratic ideals and values. Let us be a people who bring our whole hearts to shoring up that foundation. Let us light our chalice with a renewed commitment to close the gap. Will you please join me in our unison affirmation, if you are moved, printed in your order of service, as I light our chalice. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Good morning. I'm Jamila Batchelder, the Director of Religious Education here. I am a 47-year-old white woman with lots of dark blonde hair and glasses, and I'm wearing a maroon cardigan and black shirt underneath. This year, we've been thinking about how to better care for the world. And it can feel a little overwhelming. There are so many problems, so much in need of saving. Saving the world, it's a lot. This month, we are particularly focusing on caring for each other. And we are taking wisdom from the little honeybees. Bees save the world every day. And they don't do it by some grand, once-in-a-lifetime act. They do it one single flower at a time. This one single bee, this one flower, this one connection. And then another flower, and another bee, and another. These connections, these moments that transpire between them, the bee caring for the flower caring for the bee, them saving each other, and in this way they save the world. So when I think of care for others, I start with right here, because I have been saved again and again in this community. For our centering, I want us to center by remembering the ways we have been cared for, that give us the strength to care for each other and to care for this world. So take a moment to look at the beloved faces in this room, or to conjure up in your memory the people who have given you care here. Maybe it's your best friend who you have decades of love from, or maybe it is someone you have had one chance moment with that mattered more than they could have ever realized. On each of your seats, you have a little pad of sticky notes. And on it, without writing anyone's names, I want you to write a little love note. A few words of appreciation for the love you have received or witnessed in this community. And if you are online, you can write them into the chat. I wrote a few to get you started thinking about it. So I have one that says, "Thank you for always checking on me when I'm having a hard day." And another, "You make my child feel seen, and it matters more than you know." I have one last one. "Your passion inspires me." And when we come forward with the joys and sorrows, I want you to invite you to bring your notes forward and add them, this little love note, this little bit of love to pollinate this world with, and put it at the center of our flower. So let us take a moment to sink into love and appreciation.
the music continues, I invite those of you who would like to engage in our weekly ritual of stones and water and deliver your love notes to our love flower here. If you would prefer to stay in your seat, you can send your love notes up with a neighbor. For those of you online, you're invited to share a time of contemplation in the quiet music. You might want to share your joy or sorrow in the chat to be spoken aloud during our time of prayer. For those here in the sanctuary, little Liz has showed us how we do it. You're welcome to come forward and take a stone, fill it up with any of the hopes and fears you carry with you this morning, and then drop the stone into the water, which represents the embrace of our community. You can also deliver your little love notes here. We've left some space. And those of you who wish to have your joy or sorrow spoken aloud may also write it on a slip of paper at the back to be shared during our time of prayer. Let's now share our love notes and our stones. We hold together these joys and sorrows spoken aloud, and we hold especially gently everything too tender to speak into this space, but held in our hearts. May you feel yourself witnessed. May you know yourself beloved, not just by me and not just in theory or in the abstract, but beloved by the people in this room who choose to be with community in community with you and who wish for your well-being. Let us take a moment in the spirit of prayer and contemplation to hold some of the love notes of our community. May they rest upon you as a blessing. You taught me how to make someone else feel special. You're a great animal lover. Thank you for the inspiring words. You are the bravest, kindest-hearted person I know. I love the way you listen and let go. Thank you for always asking me what I want. You were loyal and loving in ways you never realized. I am grateful for you every day. We will get through this together. Thank you for helping me feel welcomed and cared for. Your smile lifts me up. Your depth of feeling and care comforts and inspires me. The warmth and welcome and patience of family. Thank you for saying yes when I asked you to help. It made such a difference. I am forever grateful for your friendship. Thank you for your quiet action. I loved your I'll do it, then ask for forgiveness rather than asking for permission attitude. Thank you for the laughter, especially in these difficult times. You are the soil that I root downward into to grow upward. Thank you for your ongoing love and support and friendship. You make me feel safe. Thank you for helping me hold the center. Thank you all for giving my heart space. Amen. And we're going to conclude this time by singing the words of Rebecca Parker. There is a love holding us. It starts out, there is a love holding me, and then a love holding you, and then a love holding us. And I'm going to lead this one. Violet gave me a turn today. It goes like this. There is a love holding me. You want to try that? There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. Try that. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding all. I rest in this love. Let's string it all together. There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding all. I rest in this love. Now think of one of those people you love and sing it to them. There is a love holding you. There is a love holding all that you love. There is a love holding all. You rest in this love. Now, all of us. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love. In his essay collection, Inciting Joy, the poet Ross Gay writes, "My hunch is that joy is an ember for, or precursor to, wild and unpredictable and transgressive and unboundaried solidarity. And that solidarity might incite further joy, which might incite further solidarity, and on and on." He writes, "My hunch is that joy, emerging from our common sorrow," which does not necessarily mean we have the same sorrows, but that we in common sorrow, might draw us together. It might depolarize and deatomize us enough that we can consider what in common we love. And though attending to what we hate in common is too often all the rage, and it also happens to be very big business, noticing what we love in common and studying that might help us survive. It's why I think of joy, which gets us to love, as being a practice of survival." End quote. Our love and the joy of it invites us into such wild and unbounded solidarity. And I would argue that we cannot reach the solidarity part without the love part. So we are going to spend some time this morning meditating on what we love, especially when what we love is under threat right now and needs our solidarity. In one of the more recent Star Wars franchise movies, The Last Jedi, Resistance fighter Rose tells her fellow pilot Finn, "We're going to win this war, not by fighting what we hate, but by saving what we love." Our love is solidarity. Our love is resistance. Our love saves us. And it is sufficient unto itself. It's why we're here, to love each other and this world well. And we will not let them take that from us. We will love. So I invite you to bring to mind now something or someone you love. Get really specific. Close your eyes if it helps, or leave them open if you prefer. Bring to mind something or someone you love. No abstract groups or ideas, although you know I love ideas. But think of a beloved person or place, a plant or animal, or even a beloved action. And think of every detail of it. The curves and angles of what you love. The feel of what you love. How you feel when you are with what you love. Feel your heart moved and opened by that love. Feel your heart full and held in the presence of what you love. Feel your heart encouraged by what you love and committed to the thriving of what you love, even in the face of every threat. Feel yourself driven by that love. And then remember that when we each start with what we love and then share that with one another, the growth of our love is exponential. That is the starting place of solidarity. Loving what another loves because of their love. And so I'm now going to invite you to feel connected in that very intimate moment of solidarity by connecting what you love. So for folks who need to or prefer to, you can stay inward, meditating on what you love, but also taking it that one step further to the love around you and the people in the room. But for those who feel able today, I'd like to invite you to turn to your neighbor and tell them a little bit about who or what you are loving on in this moment. For those online, you might talk with someone watching with you at home or share in the chat, or you might continue meditating. But let us remember that solidarity starts with the person next to you in understanding what they love and telling them what you love. Let's take a moment to connect. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to invite you now to wrap up your conversations. I hope you will stay for coffee hour after church to keep building that intimate solidarity brick by brick and conversation by conversation. Our love is solidarity. Our love is resistance. Our love saves us. It is sufficient unto itself. It is why we are here, to love each other well. And we will not let anyone take that from us. We will love. And we'll have some more music. bees go about each just doing their one job, through their pollinating, everything grows. And when we connect with one another about what we love, the power of our love also grows. The power of our collective love is creative, it is nourishing, it is saving. And so we have now shared with one another, or with our innermost hearts, something of what we love and would save in this time of so much destruction. And now we're going to remember the power of that love, how it multiplies, how it creates, how it matters, every tiny little bit of it, how it matters. We're going to now be the hive and the meadow together, collectively committing ourselves to practicing what each of us love by spreading the pollen of our care and commitment. For our online folks, I'd like to invite you to enjoy the music and the joyful spirit and perhaps give each other a blessing in the chat or at home if you're watching with a loved one. But here in the sanctuary, we're going to get a little wild. We need some children to be our bees. Anybody who would like to be a bee can come, and Jamila is going to each give you a bowl of confetti pollen. And you are going to take some to each row, and we're going to ask all of you to spread the pollen by passing it person to person. Now, you can receive it as a gentle confetti drop, or you can ask for it just to be passed to you in your hands, if that is what you prefer. But we are going to pass the wild love of our community around and see how it grows and grows. As you pass your confetti pollen, turn to your neighbor, ask them if they'd like it dropped or handed, and then share with them a blessing. May our love grow and grow. And then you'll pass them the bowl, and they'll turn to the person beside them, and the pollen of love is going to just be a wave across the whole room. And we'll figure out the vacuuming later. Don't worry about it. So remember to ask your recipient if they'd like to receive their pollen in their hands or as a drop, and then share it with your blessing. May our love grow and grow. Jamila and I are going to show you how it will go as you pass down the row. Jamila, would you like to receive the pollen in your hands or as a drop?
A drop.
May our love grow and grow.
Molly, would you like to receive the pollen in your hands or as a drop? May our love grow and grow.
Thank you. And then I can take it like this and pass it on.
Yeah.
Good?
So, I'm going to need some kids to hand, so I'm going to need bees spread throughout the whole congregation. So I need bees in all the aisles. We'll start on this side to get the bowl started, and then those in the aisles can help cross the aisle. So we need to be spread out to all the different aisles. And some of you here. And I need some bees on our far side, on the east side, to collect the bowls as they come across our meadow and bring them up to the chancel where we're going to do a final pollen distribution. We're gonna get a little wild. So come up to the chancel with the bowls. Frankie, come forward, come forward.
grew a garden. All right, how are we going to stop the confetti? Perhaps our bees could take our flowers over to the carpet and show us what our garden looks like when all the flowers are growing there. And I'd like to invite Kevin Fritchie to come forward and give us a little bit of an update on our bee-themed stewardship campaign. Hive together, thrive together.
Wow. I think I have to bring my shop vac next week to... Well, my name is Kevin Fritchie, and I'm a member of the stewardship team as well as the facilities team. So I have two hats that I wear, as well as antennas. I'm a little over 6 foot tall, elderly, mid-60s, white male with dark brownish hair and glasses, and I'm wearing a red top and black pants. So my job is to give you a quick update on our stewardship campaign, and I'm happy to say we're off to a great start. We've got 43 out of the 160 members, partners, and families that are part of this congregation have already made a financial commitment and submitted it to us at the table out there or electronically. However you do it, we'll keep track. So that's about 25% of our membership. Financially, that equates to about 30% of our goal. So I think people are digging deep and they're looking at their budgets and they're trying to be as generous as possible. And we really appreciate your efforts and would continue to appreciate stopping by the table or getting online and continuing this great trend that we have. So that's all I have for you, and I'll try to get the rest of this pollen off.
Thank you, Kevin. And I want to mention that our stewardship team, our annual giving team, is hosting a party for us on Saturday from 10 to noon. It's going to be our pollinator art party. And you're invited if you'd like to come and make some more bees and butterflies for our beautiful hive up here. Get some honey-themed morning treats. And also, if you haven't already, turn in those pledge cards because our pledge deadline for this year is the following day, Sunday, February 23rd. So we hope you'll join us for our pollinator art party, which will be very fun for all ages. And we now turn to our weekly offering, giving out of gratitude for the gift of this life and recognizing the good we can only accomplish together. This morning's offering is for the work of this congregation and all that it nourishes in our love for the world. And thank you to all our pollen cleaner uppers. During another musical offering from our incredible ensemble this morning, you can give a check or cash in the offering plate if you'd like, or you can use the giving details in your order of service to give online or by text. Also, if you're ready to fill out your pledge card, we'll have a few of those in the back of the room, and we are grateful for your generosity.
listen closely and protect what is mine. What is mine? What is mine? I promise all of this. 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 I promise all of this.
We'd like to invite all of you to stay for coffee hour after the service. There are some lovely Valentine's treats that folks brought. And we want to remind you that the greeting area gets very crowded these days and that you are very welcome to bring your coffee and snacks back into the sanctuary. There's bistro tables along the back where you can set a plate while you chat. We hope that you will enjoy one another's company and keep connecting. And this morning, I hope that you will come visit our flower and read some of our love notes. I could not have gotten through all of them during our prayer, and they're very beautiful. So I hope that you'll take some time to come read our love notes before you leave this morning. And for now, take courage, friends. The way is often hard, the stakes are very high, the path is never clear. Take courage, for deep down there is another truth. You are not alone. We are gathering our love together, and it will grow and grow. So go in blessing, and be a blessing to a world that needs our care. Let us sing our benediction. You may rise or remain seated as you're most comfortable. Join hands if you'd like, or put a hand over the heart if touch is not for you today, and let us sing.